All right, welcome to the lunchtime video. It's going to be a little bit shorter today. We're just going to continue where we left off last time, which is actually doing the policies. So I'm going to need to, oh, it looks like they're renaming one of these to router 0. But let's rewire up the lab. All right. And I think I'll just leave the host names. There's no point in concerning myself over something like that. Oh, I'd like them to open in order. I think they did, just the way that they're ordered. I'm not sure how it determines which order to open it in. But one of the things I did between videos is I just kind of explored different terminals to try to see if I can find one that is going to be better for me. This one really leaves a lot to be desired. I did find Win SSH term, which looks really promising. But unfortunately, I can't figure out how to integrate it to GNS3. So if anyone knows, let me know in the comments. The only way I know to integrate a terminal into GNS3 is to do it by changing your preferences and then clicking on console applications and selecting a predefined command. But I know you can do it with a custom command. I just couldn't figure out how to get that to work. I did put the exe here and I was able to get it to open, but I wasn't sure what flags I needed to include, and it really just wasn't working, and I didn't really see the need to spend more time on it. Okay, I'm going to check that I turned the oven off because that is bothering me a lot right now. Okay. All right, so yeah, last night I actually left the oven on for like an hour longer than I wanted to, so, but I turned it off this time, so we are good to go. Let's, oh, yeah, let's open up these devices. I already got them open up, but let's, so they opened in order this time, so I'll close these three. And now let's revert them. Show system commits, roll back to 13, or roll back to 12, because 13 is going to be the commit where I deleted the default config that comes when you boot it up. So now it should be all hunky-dory. Yep. So we got to roll back to 15 on this one. Got 49 until it starts deleting archive commits. All right, so I'll just double check. Never hurts to do that. I guess it does sometimes if you're double checking all the time and you never get your work done because you're just double checking simple things that you don't need to double check. It would hurt in that case, but this is not that case. Oops, that is not fun. So we're back. So let's enter in the config. And this, I kind of like these. I don't know if I learn as much on these, but kind of makes life easy on me to just be able to follow along mindlessly with something. But there's a trade-off in that I won't be learning as much. I think I'm going to demonstrate the commit confirmed. So I'm going to do configure exclusive. Well, I'll start by demonstrating how you can't, yeah, so commit confirm not supported for private configuration, unfortunately. Yep, and here's the classic problem they have where they like to use unit numbers other than 0 without setting up the appropriate encapsulation to do so. Unfortunately, they're addicted to that. I did receive a nice email from them, and it looks like they did actually go and make the updates I suggested in a number of cases. So that was kind of interesting. I didn't go back over and kind of see the fruits of my labor because, well, the fruits of their labor too. I really appreciate that they did that. But yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting because I'm kind of serving as a Johnny Appleseed. I kind of want to go back and see my apple orchards, but I unfortunately don't really have time for that at the moment. I just trust that they have fixed it. So I am in configure exclusive mode right now. So I will be sure to demo the commit confirm functionality. Here's that good old multipath. So we're going to be doing load balancing. That's the purpose of this lab. But you can see we're also going to be exporting this special. Okay, so we're not going to be doing load balancing on this necessarily. The load balancing, because we're not importing anything into the routing or the forwarding engine. No. The I forget what it's called. Show route. Run show route. Y forwarding table. Yeah, that's a forwarding table. Okay. So show pipe display set relative multipath. Now we got to configure our neighbors. Now, I think this is where we can do walk up. I'm really confused because I learned so much about walkup. I was so excited about walkup, but I don't remember where walkup can be applied. Here I can. Wait, do I see it? I thought I saw it. No, I don't see it. So it's not here. I want to go back and learn about that, because if that could save me hours of time on the test, I definitely want to have that trick in my toolkit. Okay, so we're good to go. So I'm going to demonstrate the commit confirm functionality. So I'll do a commit confirmed 1, and we'll just sit and wait for a minute, and we'll see it automatically roll back. So if I had made a mistake, hit enter a bunch of times, my connection lost because I did something dumb. I severed my connection, even though there's nothing wrong with the configuration. It's not rejected. It is accepted. It's valid configuration, but it's valid configuration to shut down my uplink, which would not be the configuration I necessarily desired to do. Here, I will lose access, and I will not have the ability to enter that second commit. So it will automatically roll back what I had just applied. I can get back in there, do a show pipe display set, and say, oops, I didn't mean to change the IP on here. I didn't mean to shut that down. Now you go and do your commit again, and you do it right this time. So really, really great feature on a Juniper, really one of my favorite features. And I like how this message persists until you do that second commit. Might not work exactly the same on every single implementation you have, but, and then of course, as I mentioned multiple times, the fact that it's only available in configure exclusive is a little bit of a disadvantage. If you've got automated accounts going and pulling stats, you're going to lock them out. If you got coworkers who got stuff to do, you're going to lock them out. So it's definitely a disadvantage that you have to use configure or commit confirmed. So we saw up here that I did a show pipe display set. So if I do that again, it's all rolled back. There's no more configuration. So let's enter that configuration back in. And the good news is that it is an actual commit. I actually made the commit. The commit was successful. If I do a run show system commit, it's in my database. So if I want to reapply that configuration, what? Access has been revoked. Okay, I don't know what that's all about. I don't know why access has been revoked. I'm gonna maybe restart my configuration session. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it looks like if it's automatically rolled back, you have to re-enter the configuration prompt. Otherwise, there's issues. But now you can see a matter, reapplying it is just a matter of reutilizing that commit because it's registered as an actual commit. It's not like it's just a temporary pretend commit. No, it's a real commit. It's stored as a commit. It's in the database. It's just there's a safety feature where if it does something you didn't want it to do, especially cutting off your legs so you can't access the device in band anymore, it'll just roll back automatically. So let's do that again. Commit confirmed 1. But now, instead of waiting and letting it roll back, we're going to do that second commit. And now that message goes away. And sure enough, we had the ability to do the second commit. We didn't cut off our legs. Those enters all went through. So our configuration was safe. It presumably worked as intended. At least it didn't chop off our management access. So if it didn't work as intended, we'll be able to go back in and fix it. So we'll confirm that, and we're good. That's one of my favorite features of Juniper. I would love to use it every single day, but unfortunately it does have that critical flaw where you would be locking out any automated accounts, you would be locking out your coworkers. Configure exclusive really just kind of is a pretty big limitation. But in an environment where you're turning up a device new for the first time, or working on something that where you're on a very small team or something, or you're during like a maintenance window and it doesn't matter if the crawlers can't get in, yeah, by all means. The other thing you can do is, we saw how pasting things into the Juniper terminal kind of isn't ideal. I'm sure there's a way to make it better, but you can just be really quick about your actual commits and have everything in a notepad file. And then when it's time to commit, configure exclusive, commit confirmed, and get it in and out in a minute or two. Because usually if you have an automated crawler, you don't want it to be going into the device, every minute. It's going to be like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe every hour on the hour. So if you're just in and out using configure exclusive, it's not that big of a deal. All right. So let's move on to the router 2, which is in their topology, it's going to be called router 1, but I'm too lazy to change it. Not necessarily that I'm too lazy, it's just I've got to kind of work against the clock. The clock is definitely always going to be my worst enemy with this test. All right, so, oops, and it looks like I committed a bit early. I still got lots more configuration to do, but for some reason I can't go back into configure mode. There we go. So here's that accept remote next hop. So allow import policy to specify a non-directly connected next hop. Really interesting command there. So in order, non-directly connected next hop, that's an interesting concept because the whole point of a next hop really is to tell the route how to get to an unknown network. So there's got to be some other mechanism to to get it off its own network. If the next hop, the thing that tells you how to get off your own network, is not on its own network. All right, so we're going to do type external. Okay. Oops. Oh, okay, never went in there. Oh, I forgot group. Okay. Here's that good old local address. Oh, and I'm going to need exact. Yep. Okay. I always forget about that, but it's important because, you know, it's important to understand how it works. That's how you can remember to include the exact, because it's a two-part. It will match the route that you specify in the route filter, but then it's got to match the condition as well. So this is why that walk-up knob is important, because without that, if it matches here and it's the longest match, and this is the longest match, but it doesn't match this qualifier, even though there was another match that is equal, is either equal or you know, shorter, but it's still a match that does pass this qualifier, it won't be selected in that unless you specify that walk-up knob. So I'm definitely going to want to figure out how to get that to work. And I will do that before committing this. Unfortunately, the lunchtime video will be coming to an end soon. Okay, so that looks good to go. Yeah, let's try to figure out how to enable that walk-up feature. So let's do, let's just commit this for now, because I want to go back into regular mode to use the help menu. And let's do help, policy options. Well, let's just go back into there. I know I've got to pick health reference, topic, or purpose, but I think I remember where it is. I think you do it under a particular policy statements, and then you do set or maybe it's route filter list. Yeah, so yeah, I'll go back to trying to use the help. So help reference, or actually help topic, I think you can do a, no. Help, there's one where you can do a regular expression. That's the one I'm gonna wanna use. It's not help reference. I think it's help apropos. Yeah, so here you can use a regular expression. So we're just going to say walk up. So put a dash in there. Nothing matches. Let's do walk. So we get SNMP walk. That's interesting that we don't get anything for that. Because we just did an exercise where we used it. I mean, this could be like a secret weapon. Let's just look at route filters. Or let's say filter. Or how about help, topic, or how about reference, policy options. And now maybe we can get walk up for that. No, maybe filter, nothing. What about like prefix list? What about filter? Help reference filter? Forwarding options? Yeah, so I'm stumped. I'm gonna look it up. So Juniper walk up for route filters. So okay. It's under defaults. I kind of thought that's where it was. I just wasn't. I kind of thought it was under a default somewhere, but I forget where it was. If I had thought about it a bit more, I bet you I could have come up with it. Because, as you saw, I kind of knew it was under here. I just didn't know where it was under here. But if I go to edit the defaults, here's all my options. And then under route filter, I can select walk up. So really good thing to know. Glad I looked that up, but definitely not the most important thing right now. So the last step is going to be router 2. I think I can do it in 2 minutes. It's really not much config. Come on. I thought I could. I don't know if I'm making all these typos. Maybe I cannot. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know what they're doing about that. That's worth a download. I will enter a download for that. That's obviously meant to be the loopback interface. Okay, so I'm going to okay, so downvote submitted. Thanks for watching. That's the end of the lunchtime video. See you for the evening video.